Hey folks, it's Chad here, Airstream of Greensboro, a Blue Compass company, and today I have a vintage 1986 Airstream 345 motorhome. This is going to be unique. I am super excited. This is something I wanted to do for a really long time, and I want this. Let's get started. Tilt wheel. Okay, so we are not actually going to do a test drive with this because I don't even know what the value would be on this and whether or not our insurance will cover it. But I do need to move it to get it in place for us to do our walk around video of this incredible 1986 classic Airstream. Let's see what the engine does as far as startup. So how old is this? 1986? That's almost as old as me. That's as old as you.
It's 3 years older than me.
3 years older than you. Okay.
So it's 37, 38.
I guess that's Chevy. Is there a parking brake? Wow, look at the old hydraulic lift stuff. Alright, let's see. That doesn't look like the parking brake's on. This is absolutely the dream motorhome that I want to have one day. Does the backup camera work? I don't think so. Driving a 1986 Airstream motorhome. These are what dreams are made of.
You have a very cool job.
So apparently this came standard with some form of air suspension in the 80s.
Wow. And it had a backup camera in the 80s.
In the 80s, but wait until you see the backup camera. It's
I mean, I'm not saying it was as good as today's, but state of the art back then.
I can't believe that the engine just cranked right up. It's got 65,000 miles on it. So cool. With this being a 1986, it's a tad bit before my time. It also feels weird to call something vintage that was, well, born the same century I was born. Is that right, century? Decade that I was born. That's why I have Laura to keep me straight. Now, when I give you some specs, because I do not know these specs right off the top of my head, I do know this is built on a GM chassis. Specifically, it's going to be on the P31832 Chevrolet chassis. It's a 7.4 liter 454 with a 791 compression ratio. Of course, it's a big block V8, very American V8, and we saw how easy it cranked up, which is incredible. What's crazy is this thing only has 230 horsepower and only 360 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, my truck has more than that nowadays. I think Laura's car has more than that these days. Now, the 354 was one of 3 floor plans. They had a 290, a 325, and a 354. This one's going to come in at 204 inches to the drive, 244 to the drive tag axle. 34 feet 5 inches. So Airstream did make a larger Airstream than the current Classic's 33 foot. So this was 34 foot, and then they had one that was all the way down to 29 foot 9.25 inches. So it was under that 30 foot range. Now this was only 7 foot 11.5 inches wide, which is kind of surprising to me. It's somewhat skinny. And then inside we had 6 foot 6 inches of interior height. Pretty cool. You had a twin bed option. You had the queen bed, which is this one. I would love to see a twin bed in person. And then, like I said, this had some really unique options. The backup camera was an option. We'll actually look at some of the options later. But really cool thing, it had hydraulic leveling as an option. and it had the air suspension system as an option, which I think from what I read was more of a air helper spring, not like true air suspension, but they described it as driving the roads on a cloud, which is kind of cool to think about. And in looking some of the old 1986 literature, they described this as being, you know, the ultimate of luxury. You have to drive one to see the difference type of thing. So kind of cool. So let's start a walk around of this 345 Airstream Classic. So one of the things you're going to notice right off the bat, what made this unique and what I think makes it so cool even to now, like in 2024, is it was built with aluminum. So it's very much the same construction that they are currently doing on the Airstream travel trailer. So you're going to have rivets all around. You have some trim pieces for accent, but it's actually still a riveted semi-monocoque construction like a current Airstream travel trailer. Now behind here is going to be that big block V8 Chevy. We're going to move around. Mirrors surprisingly seem like there's pretty good view, visibility out of those, even though they're small. There's some really cool, I guess, breather holes here that do seem to be functional for, I guess, the engine. In that case, there's some, what do they call those, docking lights? So lights right here that shoot out, which is really cool because not a lot of motorhome companies are doing that even today. It's hot out today.
Yes,
oh, it's a drawer.
Is.
All right, so there's your batteries. A little spot for storage right there with a lock. That's cool. Wow, it's a drawer. I'll get that out. Okay. So we're 100% experiencing this with you guys for the first time. A little bit of storage popping down there. One thing I think is incredible so far, things like the steps still work, and they're pretty solid for steps. Is there a step off switch for 86? No. Well, there's a switch in there. So this is here with us right now for some service work. And I saw it in the parking lot, came out and talked to the owner and just said, like, can I make a video? I would love to make a walk around. So it's not for sale. He's actually fixing it up to use himself. And I think we're doing just a few minor things. I think the backup camera is one of the things we're doing. So let's see what's in here. I love that it's a pull-out drawer and not just storage that you'd have to bend down to get to. There's some leveling stuff, chalks. But that's a unique concept that we're like, nobody does this right now. It's always a door that opens up. Imagine that behind this door oh, there it is.
Gas?
No, a plug.
Wow.
Power plugs. Now, if you're ever on an Airstream forum or you're Airstream addicts, whatever, you'll hear people say they don't make them like they used to. For the most part, that's not true. But in some degrees, and I think this is going to be one of those instances where we get to point that out. And I think this is an example of that. A metal cover with metal plug covers here. Now that's going to be plastic and not metal. So that is a difference, that you're going to see over the years. But somewhere they got to save cost. So more storage. Shock doesn't work. No surprise there. Now this is somebody's camper. There's going to be stuff in here. That is a heavy door. Feel how heavy that is.
Wow.
And it's something too, I want Laura to point out. So kind of backing up and seeing the whole side of this coach. What makes this thing so cool to me is the aluminum side on it. And it's a tall camper. It almost gives me a fifth wheel vibe. Could Airstream make a fifth wheel travel trailer? This is that high.
Also, something you love pointing out is that the awning is always the length of the camper. It's not quite the length. There's a little bit of room behind you, but look how long that awning is.
It could be longer. I think we're replacing the fabric on this. You know, I mean, it's a 1986. I guess it's about time to replace the fabric. But I love the rivets. So this is very much like a current travel trailer that Airstream makes. These are going to be butt rivets. The metal feels the same thickness as they have now, is what they're using now. Which I'm not, I'm not an engineer. It does have a tag axle, which is cool. Which nowadays, if they built this now, they wouldn't need to do a tag axle. We've got suspensions and axles and frames now that could do this without having to have a tag axle. Now the bike rack was not original, or luggage rack. I guess it's probably luggage and bike rack, but I want to drop it down so we can see one of the most iconic parts of an Airstream motorhome, and that's this cover here. Now behind this is going to be a spare tire. Let's see. If you find this interesting and you're enjoying this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Of course, I don't want to mess up this vintage Airstream. No, I'm not going to open that because it doesn't seem like it wants to come out easy. Look at that camera.
It's massive.
But I mean, 1986, and it had a backup camera. It's a huge backup camera, but it had one. I love that. I mean, it has the same curves as, current Airstreams. So my question coming around, so potable water. Look at that. That's probably the original label from the 80s. And that's also, I think that's metal. I almost feels plastic. That might be plastic painted. Here's your fuel inlet, and this is gasoline powered, not diesel. Now I think they did make a diesel version of this because I've seen some for sale that have a Cummins in it, but I don't know if that was a factory thing or a one-off or something like that. Some more storage. Now this reminds me very much of Airstream storage. And then these locks, I quite like.
It feels more substantial.
It does. Now the new locks that we have, current, they fold down and then they turn and fold down. They actually squeeze the door to the sill. So that is a better design. I like the metal here. Because that's not squeezing the door per se. What's here? What is that? Oh, that's so power, 30 amp. Water hose reel pulls out right there. We've got another 30 amp plug. Oh, that must be generator maybe. And then there's an outlet right there to be able to run all the cables out. Look at that hinge. It is huge. Kind of like almost a wet bay. And furnace, this looks like it was replaced at some point. This is a current furnace, and they put a plate in to cover that hole up.
We've got tanks down here.
Oh, okay, black and gray tanks with a little light there. This is the way ours is labeled. So these are like the same tags as our 2020. So we've got auxiliary waste, which we think is gray, and then black. Oh, somebody labeled it at some point black and gray. That's funny.
Which recently they changed that and started labeling them more clearly.
Yeah, gray and black, which is more the industry standard. Man, so cool. Okay, now these windows, you can tell that they were, they're built in house by Airstream when they were manufacturing this. But these don't open up the way that the travel trailers do. These are sliding, so this is going to slide in to open up. But still, lots of windows for 86. But look at that. Look at all these windows. I mean, so cool. Okay, so this, well, there's more storage here. So much storage on this. Okay. Oh, it's a drawer. Alright. More storage, water hoses, extension cords. I like this storage. I like this idea of storage. Now that's kind of current. That's the way that same hinge they use on the bumper storage these days. So this should be generator. $6,500 watts, I think is the, yep, 6,500 RV gen Onan. And it would be gasoline power since this is a gasoline coach. 6,500 watt generator in the 80s. That's incredible. It looks like easy to work on. Now this is not a quiet gen. The quiet gens are now all enclosed to help them, you know, be quieter. I would say this is probably not too bad. There's some insulation in here. So cool. 1980s generator. I bet that sucker cranks right up too. Some more storage right here. And then some extra light bulbs. I mean, it's a lot of storage.
Ton of outside storage.
Now, of course, it's an original Airstream. There's no slide rooms on this, so it is, you know, is what it is. Let's film underneath, and then we'll go inside and see what the inside of this 1986 Airstream Classic motorhome looks like. All right, so just to kind of give you a shot underneath of this 1986 motorhome, super cool. See the exhaust running to the back. Again, it's that V8 454 big block V8. This had the Alcoa aluminum wheels as well. You see right there, which are still good shape. I bet you could polish those out pretty easy and get them shining. And then show the back. A little skid plate there. Super cool. This one, the 345, did come standard with two 13.5 ACs that had heating strips in it, not heat pumps like we have today, which is kind of cool considering that. Again, it's an 86. Really nice metal door latch there. And then there is, very, very interesting, there is a deadbolt, but do you see the deadbolt here? No, right? Because it's built into the handle.
Oh, wow.
And there's a doorbell.
Does it still work?
It does not. It may just need batteries. Like, it could be fully functional, it just needs batteries. So interesting that the deadbolt is in the, like, right there. But what's cool when you come inside is the massive, like, lock mechanism that they produced.
Wow.
Look at that. So that's, you know, it's locked, right? That's really cool. Okay, so let's give a view of this 1986 Classic. So there were options for the living space area. You could do the dinettes, tables in this area, or these two seats, which is what they have. Of course, it's going to be carpet. That's pretty much how they did them back then. You've got real wood all the way through, which is why for a coach that's this old, it still looks really good. And this is pretty much a vintage original. I don't think that's original. That's a little bit creepy.
It is someone's unit, so there are a few pieces of decoration in here. That's,
yeah, and the clock there, grandfather clock. Okay, so the couch was one of the things you could do. I really like this setup, but think about, like, this feels huge.
Yeah.
Like, it's open. There's no slides, but I don't feel like you're missing anything by not having it slide. I bet this folds down into a bed. Yep. I like these seats, but sit down and check out the TV.
I know. That little thing.
Oh my goodness. RCA TV, you know, from the 60s. This is what you would get. So cool though. I mean, who goes camping to watch TV anyway? Such a cool thing to see. Speakers right there. It had a Sony radio. It was a big deal that they talked about. The lights are working.
You notice the speakers are shooting straight down?
They are, so they haven't changed that. I like the wood. It's probably hickory, like a hickory style hardwood, which is really nice. You've got your drop-in ACs. Two of those are 13.5s. Nice large kitchen area. So there's some kind of plate here, and I almost feel like this might be like a warming plate or something. There's some controls there. You've got a double sink. And, you know, we look at this now, and this is, you know, it looks like almost entry level, but for the 80s, this was a step up.
It does look like faucets have been replaced.
Yeah, they probably have.
And you've got this, which is probably hot water.
Probably drinking water.
Oh, okay.
And then look at these switches up here.
Oh, cool.
So you've got your tank
those are all the
sensors.
tanks.
And then generator start. Coach battery condition. Oh, look, good. Auxiliary battery, good. You got the water pump switch. So let's see if the gen starts. It's running. Sounds a little funny, but it's running.
And you guys, I don't know if it's picking up on the video, but the whole camper is shaking.
A little bit.
Which might just happen with that kind of generator.
These. There's no power. That may be why those aren't working. Or the power's not on. I don't know. Is there a disconnect switch for 1980s? Oh, there's a step. Which one did I turn? I don't know what I turned on and off.
You turned the step light on.
Oh, is that what I did? Okay. All right. So, check this out. One of the options for 1986.
Is that an ice maker?
Ice maker. Automatic ice maker.
Which so many people now are buying these to put in their units because people love
they're buying,
ice.
Yeah. And then this doesn't.
Ice.
I think it has. That does not seem to open. I don't think it has an oven. I think it's just a stovetop. It does have a, oh my goodness, original Sharp microwave. This has to be from the 80s, and it's convection. You just set the temp.
It's big too.
It's also a very hot day. I'm gonna be very sweaty this whole time.
Plenty of storage up there.
Yep. Pull outs. Refrigerator, Dometic. This is probably original. Good size fridge. I mean, it's absorption, so it has the propane option, propane and electric. All the storage in the upper lockers is really nice too. The dinette would make into a bed as well.
And you've got storage underneath.
Yep. Yeah, all the way. Yeah, goes all the way down. And then shower. Wow, that's a big shower for. Now it's a split bath, which is, you know, people hate split baths, but it's a split bath. Good size shower. And let's see what the bathroom looks like. Hey, it's got mirrors. Oh, it stops right there.
Oh, there's a catch.
Oh, so why don't they do that now?
You could open it, and instead of having a curtain here,
yeah,
it's just that door.
They should keep doing that. All right, you come in.
Show the bathroom.
And show the bathroom, yeah.
Oh, I like this bathroom. You've got a medicine cabinet in the back with lights for doing makeup. Did you see, you've got a few switches in here. Chad, did you see the soap dish?
Oh, that's cool.
You got a soap dish. You've got a cup dispenser.
Oh, that's cool. Is that a medicine cabinet there?
I think so, yeah.
Yep. Very cool.
And then, yeah, just having those lights on the side is such a nice touch to me.
But check this out.
Gosh, this is huge.
So think about this as a twin bed, because that was an option. This would be awesome as a twin bed. Look at the wardrobe storage. Huge wardrobe storage. There's like some things being worked on in there, but I mean, it's 86. Of course, they're going to be doing some projects.
I mean, this wardrobe is like 3 wide. This whole thing is one wardrobe.
And then check this out. Now,
wow.
One of the things I like about Laura is she's not a super makeup gal, but
oh my goodness, that's cool.
with the lights and the mirror, like have a spot, sit right there in the bed.
Look, you can just sit and there's lights.
And do your makeup.
That's a really cool feature.
That is super cool to build that in like that.
And you've got a nice little work.
And you can get a shot of what the windows look like. I'm not really sure how they work, and I don't want to break anything, but they would slide across. And then kind of traditional Airstream style.
I mean, you've got your panoramic windows in the back.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. So it's like a travel. Ooh. Oh, now we have to fix that. It's like a travel trailer.
Slide back in.
They'll slide back in. It's like a travel trailer with the panoramic windows. I mean, that is so stinking cool for a motorhome. That lifts. Take that around, and look, it goes all the way around. Now this is very 1980s fabric here, but so cool.
You think that TV's original?
No. The lamp is though. It's like bolted down. All right, hold on. I gotta. All right, I'll slide that. I'll fix this before we're done. I'll get that fixed. But
look, you've got an old, well, not an old, just a clock.
The clock there and storage. Right there, right there.
Ooh, what's that?
Some power box there. I bet there's storage under the bed. Yep. Yeah, these fold down.
And you've got a little light right there, which would be great for at night if you're getting up and going to the bathroom.
I mean, it's a small bed, but this is a twin bed. Would be fantastic.
More storage.
Okay, so let's go outside. Oh, let's show the cockpit. Show that, and then I'll fix the back, and then we'll go outside. There is a divider here. Look at this.
Oh, there is one. That's cool.
Leather. Everything's still mostly functioning. This is pretty much original. There is a CB radio over here that was an option. What's crazy is the, let me have the camera. I'm gonna show a few things.
Okay.
So, look at the hydraulic levelers. Like, that is so cool looking. I remember as a kid, crawling around in trailers and seeing stuff like that. But this has hydraulic leveling, and that's how you would control it. And some lights down there that would tell you when it's level and not level. Probably still had to actually use a level back then. You've got some different gauges here. I mean, it's a super cool classic motorhome. Mirrors, like I said, outside, there's pretty good visibility. They could do better now. There's your backup camera monitor. And that was an option. And there's some storage up here too. Right there, which is perfect, right where you need it to be. And then of course there is the driver's seat. There are windows that you can, or mirror, well, the mirror controls are over there, I guess, for that mirror.
And the seats turn, it looks like.
Yep, seats turn. Such a cool.
Did you see that control up there? Probably.
Yeah, because it has an optional floodlight. And that's the control for the optional floodlight that's up top. There's your heights. That's cool. They put that there. So this is just so cool. Okay. All right. We got to stop fanboying. What do you think?
Oh, I love it. He sent me a picture yesterday when it pulled in, and I just responded, I think I want it. This is our dream to own one of these one day.
All right, if you made it to this point of the video, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Now, my question for you, put it down in the comments. Should Airstream bring the 345 back? Should they bring back the classic Airstream motorhome and start building it now in 2024? My opinion, yes, they absolutely should. Throw a slide room on it. This thing would sell like crazy. I think it's perfect. I mean, I think it's a great motorhome. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. I hope you're having a great day. You live riveted, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.